And welcome to another wonderful part in this playthrough. Today, I don't have as big of an issue with my nose. Yay. And we'll be doing this dungeon. Woo, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. Yeah. I also raised the volume just a little bit. Just a slight percent. Oh, it's hat inside there. Yup. Yup. Now that is spicy. Oh shit, it's the jam time. Oh, you already know. Earth Temple. Right. Alright, let's go. So, one of the things that I've been wondering about how I should do for this part, or like just in general when I play, and I don't know what to do, is to discuss game design, right? But the problem with discussing that is that I sometimes have, you know, like is that, you know, I do want to. I'm not really. I just I wanna try and save, you know, discussions about game design for like about, you know, game design for like other times. Or like if I were to do like an edited video. So naturally, you know, it was kind of, you know, be a thing that I wouldn't, you know, talk about it, but you know, I guess I could. Because thoughts, you know, during gameplay are not exactly full, right? They're not exactly finished thoughts. And they're not exactly worded perfectly. So I think that's fine to discuss game design. My partner's gone missing, and those red guys are everywhere. I never should have come here. Oh, sure can come all this way in such a friendly. That reminds me, before I came in here, I saw a weird-looking blonde girl get dragged away. But don't even dream about going to the rescue. Those baddies are everywhere. If you want to live again one day, you should head home for home, pal. Home for home, pal. Right. Because essentially, you know, I do want to, I do want to, you know, inspect the game design, you know, while I play. Because that might be fun, and it might be, you know, educational for myself. So, I guess one of the things that I have to note is that, you know, they have this thing where they gave the digging claws, right? But I do have to wonder, like, there isn't much of a, you know, puzzle to it. It's just you find a hole and you dig it. Doesn't really matter what it is, right? You just kind of dig it if you see it. But then again, you'd also then have to question if it's even necessary for every little item to be a part of a puzzle or something like that. Because otherwise you start going into, like, a state of mind where you keep thinking about a game like it's supposed to be designed the exact same way, and that's how you get you know, stale games, like games that have overstayed their welcome. Oh shit. Right, you don't... Master, I'm detecting new enemies ahead. Wow, really? They appear to be creatures of very significant physical strength. Alright, this is a cool enemy. Alright, hold on. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Like... Okay, dude. Dude, like... Okay. What? Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. You have to press in the left button. Right. Alright, watch this, gamers. What? How? Got him, gamers. It's all in a day's work. All in a day's work. Alright, give me these. Give me some hearts. Man. Watch out, watch out, watch out! Alright, hold on a second. These bombs, they need to go. Give me that ball. Yeah, it just floats like that. Because that's how it works. Hold on a minute. That was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen. Just in case you couldn't tell. But yeah. Generally when it comes to like game design, right, and for pre-established titles, like a Zelda game, the reason for those types of games becoming stale and, you know, needing reworks and all that is because it's generally because it's like, you know, it's generally because you think of the title within, you know, the confines of within, you generally think of the, you know, title within, or whether the game's design within the confines of those titles, right? So an example of that would be the entire, like, you get an item and then you're expected to use it for, like, the dungeon, right? Or something like that, which has been happening in a lot of Zelda games. Although you could definitely agree that those type of things are a form of you know, hold on a second. I'm trying to think. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Blast! I must have dropped it earlier. Hey, nice having pal. It's me, Led. You showing up here must have mean we're connected somehow, you know, like fate or something. Anyways, do me a favor and get my bomb bag, okay? I was behind that rock looking for treasure when those creeps showed up. I panicked and hit the road, but it looks like I dropped it. It's a bag for carrying around bonfires. I can't imagine not having one. Anyways, it's back there. Do me a favor and get my bomb bag, will you? Yep, get his bomb bag. Nah, it's mine. It's mine. Well. Rah! Anger. What do you mean? There we go. Right, so you might be able to consider like traits of something like getting an item in a dungeon and then being expected to use that item, or like at least getting an item before a dungeon and then being expected to use that item as well. Hold on. Oh fuck, hold on. Yup. Easy. There we go. Right. And although this doesn't sound like it has much purpose, like me saying that, or me rather pointing that out, like pointing that simple fact out, that you might be able to consider those things like a part of the game. You'd also have to kind of recognize why that's a thing in the first place, instead of just saying, oh, that's how it should be, right? Because you can still make the arguments that, for example, within game design, that it's a good idea to, you know, use the items you get in the dungeon, because, you know, then you get then you can use the dungeon, you know, the level as a way to instruct the player, or like get the player used to the item that you gave them. And now we have this battle. Right. I'm gonna have to focus up a little bit because these are some serious motherfuckers. Why? Man! Die! Nope. Hold on a second, let me just pick that up. Lizard tail. Wow. Mine. Alright, motherfucker. Wanna see something different? Then no mix up. They never see it coming. They never see it coming. Right, so the point of what I was saying earlier was, you know, to essentially just look at what about the game design. Like, what about game design? Like, what about, you know, the game design that you think is going to be a part of, you know, the franchise or whatever, is actually good, like, and what is, like, worth keeping? And, like, how can you make it better? Because, given that you know, create a connection between, you know, dungeons and items and all that, or, like, whatever, maybe it could be argued that, you know... Hold on. Hey, you found my bomb bag! Sorry to put you through that. I guess I owe you one now, so let me have it. What's this now? You want to borrow it so you can go deeper into the volcano? Alright, you're looking for your friend. You sure have put yourself out there getting this far. That reminds me. How's my pal? Worried. He's worried about me? What kind of pal am I? You must be worried too. Not knowing if your friend's dead or alive. I'm not letting you borrow my bag, though. Nope, I'm giving it to you. Just don't blow yourself up. Yay! Now you got my brown bag. Go find your friend. Wow. So cool. Oh, thanks. Thanks, idiot. Oh, I'm getting the snifflies. Oh no! Why is it? Why must I be cursed like this? I feel cursed. Oh, I'm saying we gotta take that. Hold on a minute. There we go. I'm pretty sure I didn't need to do that, but you know, whatever. No way! Where are you going? Motherfuckers, iframes. Got him. I'm just built different. Oh. Damn. Right, because I do wonder, right, about what would be the most optimal, like, game design for a Zelda game, right? Like, if the idea is that you grant the player items to progress through the game, and whatnot. You know, unfinished thoughts, you know, generally. Just repeating myself a lot. But unfinished thoughts. Oh. There we go. That's a lot easier with a controller, at least. So yeah, with that Zelda game design, I would at least think that the best way to design a Zelda game, right, would be to obviously give you like tools that, you know, can be played around with, like for puzzles and whatnot, because puzzles do they are kind of a decent part of, you know, Zelda games, right? Oh, thanks. Hold on. Gotta get those. I mean, most people would probably say that they would enjoy Zelda games like that put more focus into giving you tools to actually work with. Because I think this game, you know, had some good ideas, especially with the upgrading part. I mean, I guess it's technically like a spoiler if you don't know about this game and you're somehow, for some reason, like experiencing this game like through this gameplay or whatever. If that somehow were to happen. Right. But there is a part of the game where the flying beetle, gets upgraded. And it's not something you have to use any materials for or anything like that. That part I actually think works great. Like, even when in Twilight Princess they give you the dual hookshot, like another hookshot. It's slightly disappointing that it's just another hookshot at that point, but at the same time, right? It's like it's a new application of the same tools, and I think that's like slightly better for a Zelda game than, you know, something like the digging mitts, right? Although, yes, I am aware there is technically a better digging item in this game. Now, and that has uses. That has, you know, some uses that provides, you know, a foundation for puzzles and all that. Like, for things you can do. And that's great. I think that one's great. But the standard digging claws, I mean, I guess you could argue, actually, that the digging claws are... Hold on a second. How do we get that boulder around? Obviously, we need to do something about this. Ah, right, the map that we just got, it just shows that. Right. Because, you know, that's the thing about this game, right? It has some interesting, you know, design choices. And it was just... I do believe it was just heavily bogged down by... a high focus on dialogue and being overly handholdy, right? Which this one still is, right? Oh my god, I need to go over there. Oh my. You know what? I'm going over here. We need those bombs. Because, like, you know, like what I said earlier, the digging mitts, like the basic ones that you can't really use for anything, like, in terms of actual engagement for the player, right? I guess you could say that they're like a light tutorial on the digging spots, but I would guess that, you know, the regular digging mitts would be fine, or like the ones you get later. That they would be fine enough for you know, teaching a player about, you know, the digging spots and all that. Because it's not like, you know, the digging spots... Like, the digging of the spots itself is the puzzle. That's not really the part now, isn't it? It's more so... It's more so the... it has more to do with, you know, what happens when you're inside the digging part. That's the strategic part than anything else. Right. So... hold on a second. Oh, that was close. Whatever. Give me that. That's free shit. Oh, let's stock up on bombs. Bombs! Like, I mean, yeah, you know, that's the thing about the digging myths, right? Is that it can definitely be argued. Bitch! It can definitely be argued that... it does have its place, like, as an obstruction of, you know, your progress, but right. But that's like the thing that I would be like against, is just making items for the sake of obstructing your progress. I don't know. Like, there's just something more to, like, getting an item that has actual play behind it. Right. And then one might say, oh, well, that's up to preference, and then I will say, no, actually, it's not. Because, there's something about it, and then it's about, you know, figuring out what it is about it that makes you feel that type of way. Because that's the thing about, you know, objectivity vs subjectivity. A topic that I'm sure I'm going to talk about a lot. But the thing about that is, right, about objectivity vs subjectivity is, and I'm saying this because I think I was supposed to say it during a recording that I deleted for something, but then I never did. Right. Hold on a second, let me just get this. Boom. And the objectivity vs subjectivity discussion is essentially that I have a slightly different viewpoint of that entire, you know, debate, discussion, what will you? Because, you know, there are people who have this thing where they go, everything is subjective, right? And then there are people who make great distinguishments between those, right? I am in a completely different camp. I am of the based camp. The ultra-based camp. And I'm saying that about myself right now because of memes. Memes. Haha. Hee ha ho ha 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 hee ha. Right. You know what? No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. And the take I have is everything is objective. That is my base take of the week, of all time, actually. Oh, look at this silliness. Monkey ball light mode. Ooh. There we go. Get rid of those bats. Oh, hold on, we gotta get rid of the frog. Right. Somehow I'm of the rare, at least from what I gathered, everything is objective crowd. And what I mean by that is... oh, fuck you. Fuck. I keep thinking that B is the... put him on the defensive. Dummy. Dummy. Right. And what it means to have the stance of everything subjective is, well, it's simply a matter of, okay, then you have to define what is subjective and what is objective, right? One of the biggest misconceptions that I have come to understand about people going on about objectivity vs subjectivity and all that is that some people like to think that objectivity means truth. No, it does not. It does not mean truth. Objectivity means that you are beholden to truth. Truth is unchangeable. There is only one truth to everything, single thing. And objectivity means that you're beholden to that. Like, in that you try to go for that. And what that means is that when you are objective, when you're just talking objectively, it means that you are going to most likely be wrong. It means that you are capable of being wrong. And that is easy, right? Even when you have a slight, part of it where you're like, oh yeah, this is facts, right? This is truth. You can still... what? Huh? Okay, you can still be wrong. Like, even if you get most of it right, you will be technically wrong in the face of truth, right? In the face of truth, you'll be wrong if you don't have it 100% correct. But that's not that's not what objectivity is necessarily here. Oh my god, then we have to do this again. Right. Because objectivity is you just understanding that you are going to be, that you are most likely going to be wrong, right? But that it won't stop you from, trying to be correct, like truthful. Or reach like some more truthful conclusion. And so then it's like, okay, well then, what is subjectivity then? Now, subjectivity is also something that, well, subjectivity is a step off from objectivity, right? It is that which is beholden to objectivity. And what I mean by that is, because this, you see, that one's strange, right? It's like, subjectivity is the one beholden to objectivity? Okay, what? Then doesn't that just mean that it's also beholden to truth? No. Not necessarily. What it means, however, is that... maybe that was a little bit too far away. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Right. So, what I mean by that, that thing I said about subjectivity, is that subjectivity merely refers to what you think of something based on what you saw, right? Based on what you understand about something, you made a conclusion about it that is not based on the object, right? It's like something based on yourself, right? And that is also in a lot of ways inherently objective, right? Because you are inherently an object yourself, or a type of object rather. But the subjectivity comes from that you're talking about something that no one else can affirm, right? Objective things are something that other people can affirm. It's things that other people can discuss and affirm. When you say something like, I feel good today, right? That is something that or rather, I like this, or rather, I like this thing. That is a subjective, opinion, right? But it is still beholden to that which is objective, because what you like was still, centered around something that was actually there, something you actually sensed. And then it's like, okay, then what about hallucinations, right? Now, when someone's having hallucinations, those things still happen, but they just don't happen, in reality, right? Although then that would be a discussion about bringing up my version of the MDA analysis. Which is slightly different. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking a lot of things that don't really make sense unless you have the entire picture. And we're almost at the end of the dungeon. This is kind of a short dungeon now, isn't it? Right. So maybe I should hold on off. Maybe I should hold off on the objectivity vs subjectivity discussion, because the thing about that discussion is that you have to be kind of careful about what you say, right? Because when I say that entire thing about how everything is somewhat beholden to truth and all that, and that objectivity is taking a stance where you attempt to go for the truth, right? Subjectivity is one where you just don't really care for. Okay, no, let's not say it like that. I'm using the wrong words here, right? Subjectivity is, right, what you personally feel about something, right? That's like the way that people, think about it. But the way I think about it is I actually think about the words that are actually used in objectivity and subjectivity. Like objectivity and subjectivity. Object and subject, right? Subject referring, of course, to a person or individual, or, a form of object that has a mind, right? Well, an object is, a thing. It is something that is there. And what can be counted as objective is everything from, mechanics, which everyone agrees are objective, and then there are aesthetics, right? Which in art spheres, right, they call that the feelings you get from, a thing. I refer to that as the sensory, like, things, like objects, like the sensory mechanisms. The things that you can feel are there. That would be, things like sound, visuals, and all that. And the reason that's still objective, and that's still a thing that has, grounds in objectivity and not subjectivity. Subjectivity is just what about it you can detect about that, whole thing. The reason I say that is because, right, a mantis shrimp, right, the boxer shrimps, all that, they can see colors that we cannot. At least that's what has been, somewhat, at least alluded to in terms of, like, what people know, like, science-wise, about what they've studied around those shrimp. Now, the fact that they can see colors that we don't, does that mean the colors exist or not? it doesn't matter if you can't fucking see those colors, right? If we can't see those colors, they still exist. And then it's like, okay, so what if we make like a product, like when we come to like things like more higher artistically? What if we don't think about those colors, right? Then can we truly call, things like graphic design and all that? Can we truly call that, good design? If we don't take account every single color there is and every single little thing there is. And then we will say no because we have the context of making our products by humans and for humans, which means that we can only make it according to what we can sense, right? And then you have exceptions in humans, which is things like blindness, color blindness, deaf, like as in you can't hear anything, and all that. But those are exceptions, right? We understand that on the context, right? That those are exceptions, that's not really how the human body is normally supposed to work. But then you can, say that in a subjective sense, or rather objectively, for those subjects, like things like people who have color blindness, a game that doesn't try to, appeal to those senses, right? That they are inherently, worse in that way, right? That a lot of design elements can be ruined for that subject, right? But that's still, again, that's still based in objectivity, right? It's still based on that you didn't use the correct level of values in the colors, or didn't have the option ready. Those are objective things about, a game, for example, that would have otherwise made it better as an option for colorblind players, right? And then there are, the last thing that's objective is context, right? And that's the biggest one that's objective that people don't really realize. It's the invisible connection between things, right? Like when you, like the reason why we, connect things like the color green to nature, right? That's a connection we made between the regularity of green as a color, in nature, like plants, right? That's a connection we made, right? And that connection is very real. We could be technically wrong in a truthful, like fully truthful sense, that the color green is, related to plants and all that. We are technically wrong in that sense, right? But we're not wrong in having that connection, like between it and being like that's connected to that. For planet Earth. Everything else, any other color scheme is a lesser exception, like to what we've generally, found and all that. Which is why that is, also an objective thing, because you can actually see it. You can find it. The subjective things you cannot find, right? Those are things you cannot find. You cannot reaffirm them for yourself. But someone's subjective feelings can actually be wrong, right? And that we know because, and then that's why I said that even that is like beholden to objectivity, like subjective feelings and all that. Because someone can say that they feel a certain type of way, but they could lie. And rather they could say that they had a certain thought or all that, but they could lie, and no one would be able to like say otherwise unless they had the other proofs, like the contextual proof, the objective proof, and the sensory proof, the aesthetical proof. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking a lot out of my ass. Not necessarily, right? I don't think I'm talking out of my ass. And I say I don't think, right? And someone might be like, okay, that's like subjective, dog. No, I'm making an objective statement. I'm ready to be wrong. But the thing is that if I am wrong, then, you know, again, it's not like I'm saying, you know, that, oh, I'm right about it. I'm saying that objectivity is like a thing that you can be wrong about. And that inherently that will mean that I am correct. As, you know, ideally. Because if I'm wrong, then I'm still right. Then I'm still right in a sense, you know. That being objective means that you're beholden to truth, right? And that's why when someone makes, you know, statements like about an object, they make statements of quality and all that, they are making statements of objectivity. And I think I'm gonna continue this, like, in the other part, because that's a great thing about, you know, doing this thing where I record for small amounts of time. Because then I can, you know... Because then I can, you know, reassess the points and clarify in a later part. Oh man, oh man. Wow. That was scary. Whoa. Right. Let's just keep moving then. I can clarify the entire thing about objectivity and all that in the later parts, right? In the next filler part or whatever. Like usual. Because that's the thing about these things, right? Is that they're not gonna be finished thoughts. They're just not. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold. Okay. Right, there we go. They're not finished thoughts when you commentate a video game and all that. But that's why I still do them. I should still do them, right? Because it'll make me better at thinking on the fly, which is the point of what I'm doing here. And being able to make or have at least discussions with myself that are coherent enough. Because I don't think what I've said so far is like coherent enough. It doesn't do the topic justice. It really doesn't. So, with that being said, this is the boss chamber. Master, I detect Zelda's aura in the surrounding area. I detect an especially strong reaction from this chain. I calculate the probability Zelda was bound by it recently at 95%. I surmise Zelda was somehow able to escape and proceed along this path. I suggest we continue with all possible speed. Right. So let's just continue up here. Oh, it's him! It's him! I don't remember what I voiced him last time. How I voiced him last time. Not that it matters. I have like 2 voices. Hey, Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog here. Oh, it's you. Let me see. No, that's not it. No. This is so very embarrassing. But I seem to be at a loss for your name. Not that it matters, really. To tell you the truth, I'm feeling a bit frustrated. And right now I just need someone to vent to. I heard my underlings had finally captured the Spirit Maiden, so of course I rushed over here. What can I say? I was excited, flustered even. But what did I find when I arrived? That agent of the goddess. She had once again... You see what I'm trying to say is... That goddess serving dog escaped with the girl! I must have the Spirit Maiden in order to resurrect my master. I must have her! I got a little carried away there, didn't I? I don't deal very well with complications to plans I've laid out so carefully. It's a character flaw of mine. But something good can still come from this day. I've had all this bottled up anger smoldering inside me, and now I can release it. There's someone special that I'd like you to meet. Oh, don't be shy, don't be shy. I need to vent all this unhealthy anger, and your agony is such a great stress reliever. It won't take more than a few moments with my friend before you are charged to a satisfying crisp. And let me tell you, that will put a spring in my step. Alright, bring it. Oh my god! It's a meatball! Wait, what's that? It's a spicy meatball! Oh no! Oh no, here he comes. Oh man. Okay, hold on a sec. We need to go. We need to go. I need to go. Ha 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 ha! Fool! Fool! Hey! It's just a prank! Hold on a second, I'm having some issues. There we go. Controller issues, uh-oh. See, I didn't really hit you all that much. You're bad. You're lame. You're bad. Alright, watch this, gamer. You've unleashed my wrath. Alright, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Bubby? Hold on a minute. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on a minute. We gotta take all this. Right. Now we gotta fight. Heh! Come at me! You ain't got shit on me, homeboy. Alright, homeboy. Come on! Die. Easy. You're bad. Mike Wazowski! Damn. I can't believe the spicy meatball was Mike Wazowski all along. I had to tell him he was fired. Up. He was fired up. I had to cool him down, right? You know. And also fired from the job. But like, that would mean he was cooled off the job, you know. Anyways, hey! Art container! Hey, hey, hey! Wow. I feel so much better. Hold on a second. Let me just drink some of this strawberry, lime, and watermelon flavor. Drink. unique taste, really. I don't know if I like it as much as others, but it's kind of bitter. Like it has that. You know what? Not bitter, sour. Sour. That's the correct term. Bitter is different. It's not bitter. It's sour, which is all right. Fine by me. Zelda! It's a me! It's a me, Link. Link! You cannot go to him, Your Grace. Remember what we discussed. Restrain yourself. Focus on the task at hand. Hey, yo, what the fuck? I have to go. I'm sorry, Link. My voice is kind of raspy. That's why I'm not trying to attempt anything like higher pitched in any sort of way. The men! The aura! It took you far too long to get here. The Haki? Looking at you, I fear the goddess is mistaken in her choice of agents. If this failure is an indication, you have no hope of defending her grace from those who seek to assail her. Do my words anger you, boy? Do my words sting? Let them. If I had not come when I did, your Zelda would have already fallen into the hands of the enemy. The truth of it is, you were late. You were late, and you failed to protect her. I sent Zelda ahead to learn more of the fate in which she is destined to play a part. Listen well, Chosen One. If you wish to be of help to our grace, you must summon a shirt of courage and face the trials laid out before you. Only when you have conquered the lands will you be of use to Zelda. No sooner am I understood. Damn. I mean, that's one of the things that I've actually kind of always liked about this game, right? Is that a decent amount happens in the story, right? To the point where it at least has the image of having a lot of turns and all that. Even though it really doesn't. Because it's still like, you know, a tragic... No, not a tragic... I didn't say that. I was going to say traditional. Fuck you. It's absolutely not tragic. It is very feel-good. This is a very feel-good game. It's a very traditional hero story, right? Which is fine. But then they still go through, like, the motions of still having Link technically be at fault and not being good enough. And all that. That's still at least a nice thing. And there are also no other parts of the story, right? Like, a lot of things about this game, like I said earlier, are actually quite, you know, good for a Zelda game, right? It's just that it generally was bogged down by, you know, its focus on dialogue and its focus on hand-holding and all that. And, you know, the motion controls, right? That's what generally made it, you know, so bogged down. I wouldn't say its focus on being very linear is a problem, right? I wouldn't say that. I don't think that's necessarily a problem, you know, to be linear. It can do good things. Allow me to translate for you. From the edge of time I guide you, the one destined to carry out the goddess' mission. The spirit maiden who descended from the clouds has passed through the earth spring and makes her way to a fated place. The parched desert of Lanayru. That is where the chosen will pass through the gate of time into a distant world. Right. Laneru. Laneru. Amber tablet. Yup. Finally, we can go to the real desert area. Right. Right. What is this? And there you go. That's it for this part. Really? And with that... You know what? No. Let's go to this guy, right? And end it off there. When I put in the tablet. But like, let's go to the sky. Let's not put in the tablet. Let's put in the tablet when we actually go. Right. I think that's a more reasonable thing. So then I can end it off, you know, while I talk about that whole thing. Right. So everything, I think, is subjective. And then you might be like, okay, well, that's subjective then. Nope. I made an objective statement. Wrong. I made an objective statement. My logic isn't inherently, you know, counterintuitive. As opposed to the everything is subjective, you know, opinion. And then I said opinion, right? But it's more like, I don't value opinions the same way that, you know, other people do, right? Because the thing about opinions is if it's truly just an opinion, right? And it's not bound to any objectivity at all, then it has absolutely zero worth. Anytime you spout anything and share your opinion, it will come off across as essentially being a sign that you're a narcissist, right? That you want to get attention for things that you find to have value, and that you then, as you know, just project that everyone else should also have value of, which is not the case. The objective is what has value, right? And if that objective part is, you know, what someone thinks, like if someone makes someone else something for the express purpose of having them enjoy it, then yeah, if whether or not they enjoy it personally, that, you know, the receiver of that matters to them. That case matters to the other person. But then that's still, you know, something that's objective, right? They'll care about whether or not they actually enjoyed it or not, which is something that you can figure out. Otherwise, you just have to trust, and trust is just kind of finicky like that. You need reasons to trust, and that's when you know, refer to the objective things and all that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this part. I maybe can listen back to this and try and figure out if I can say anything else to this subject or clarify anything, because it's an interesting subject, right? Along with game design and all that. But a lot of the game design discussion that I want to do is like kind of predated on having certain understandings of objectivity vs subjectivity and truth, and also like a certain analysis that I've been thinking of. Right, I even have like a lesser theory of how you would come to understand things like art. Oh my goodness, that needs to be another thing I need to complain about later. It's definitions and finicky shit, like having double definitions for something, like what I already said about like, okay, I didn't say it, but like things about design, how you either, when you use the word design, you're either talking about the finished product, like the the synergy of the product and everything, like how it came out, vs design as in the process of making something. Like, those are two very different things. And then there's the word art. I despise the word art. Oh my goodness, I need to make that the topic of something else. You have not, there's not a single recording where I have actually molded, where I have actually become upset. Right? There's not a single recording that I've recorded where I have made commentary where I was actually upset. Like, truly upset. But me discussing the word art, and along with objectivity vs subjectivity, that is something that will make me mold. It will make me split hairs. So I don't know, depending on your stance on that type of shit, you would either look forward to that or absolutely dread it. I look forward to that. I can't wait to slander the entire fucking community that sits there and overvalues the word art, while they also put in like the entire thing about how art is subjective. Holy shit, I cannot stand these people, right? Like, I have a theory, like, I've even there's a theory about how you can actually quantifiably, objectively state what art is, or what a good definition of art is, according to how people talk about that word. Because otherwise, the way they talk about that word with the understanding that everything is art, damn! Y'all are a bunch of fucking egotists. Holy shit. I can't stand that pseudo-intellectual bullshit. Holy shit. I'm gonna end it here before I start, using gamer words as well. Holy shit. I cannot fucking stand people's fucking discussions around art. Holy shit.